more we can celebrate, the kinder we become, and the better it is for everybody.
Without further ado, our speaker, Ciavarri.
Our brains like to focus on one thing at a time. We get into flow, and when we multitask, we might think we're being more efficient, but we're not. So if you weren't doing what you're doing, what would you love to do? Be kind whenever possible. It is always possible.
One of my favorite things is seeing people get so excited and just start talking with one another, because everybody has a story, and I want to use my stories to help other people walk into their own greatness, to walk into their own hurt or their own pain, and to be in that space and let it be transformed. I'm a transformation junkie. I just love everything about helping people grow and move from one spot, one way of thinking that maybe holds them back, and move to that place of saying, yes, I can actually do this with my life, and I want to, and I get to.
I give myself permission to be the oldest, the slowest up here. I give myself permission to ask for help. Just think with me, how do you think I showed up differently because I used this practice? I was more honest. I was more real. I had a better experience. So there is power in simply allowing ourselves to check in. Do you ever have moments where you're like, I just want to say this thing, but I know if I say that thing, it's going to cause extra trouble. So like a permission slip in that is, I will go say this thing in the closet. I will go say this thing in my pillow. So I don't say it in this moment.
Life is hard, and we all know this. So if I can give people tangible, practical tools that they can take into their organization, they're going to be more resilient. It's going to impact their bottom line, and they're going to have higher staff engagement, higher morale, higher productivity, and at the end of the day, they are going to have crafted a life that they love. And don't we just need more people who love being alive?
When we're grateful, it actually helps our prefrontal cortex, where we do all our executive functioning. It gets it back online. And the more we do this as a practice, the stronger impact it has on our well-being. So here's a simple way to walk into this. At the end of each day, write down 3 things that you are grateful for. Gratitude journal. And for bonus, if you're a person who always likes to maximize what you're doing, also write down what is your role in it.
It should be fun. I love laughing. I love getting other people to laugh. Joy is one of the biggest things that drives my life. And so anytime I can get people talking with one another, that's what I want to do. Let's build those connections, because I'm going to be gone, but your team's going to continue working together. So let's help them integrate and weave their stories.
We all have self-expectations. We might not know we have them until someone hasn't fulfilled what we thought should happen. Self-compassion is allowing ourselves to be human, to not expect perfection, to let ourselves be silly and make mistakes and forget things.
So when I'm presenting, I'm not just talking metaphorically, pulling stuff out of the air. I'm going to be talking from my own lived experience. So one of my favorite mashup words is afraid, because I've been doing Brené Brown's research, trained in all of her stuff for over a decade. And I have integrated this research on vulnerability and courage into my bones. So out of that came my favorite mashup word, afraid, which is afraid and brave at the exact same time. So I got that on myself this past summer when I sang the Star-Spangled Banner at a nationally televised Twins game. And there was my face on the Jumbotron. I never imagined that would be part of my life. But I thought, you know what, when I'm 85, I want to be able to look back into my grandkids. Yeah, I had this opportunity to do this crazy thing I never imagined doing, was never on the list, and I did it. I don't want to tell the story. Yeah, I had this opportunity to do this thing, but I didn't do it because I was afraid. I would rather fail and have failed doing something that was an amazing opportunity than to fail because I was scared to do it.
That's what I could do today. Tomorrow might be different. That's what I could do today. Like, I'm not going to let somebody else put the story on me of how I should feel or how I should interpret this experience or what meaning this is going to make in my life. I get to do that. And I get to say, that's what I could do today. So much of cultivating kindness in our world is starting with ourselves. Are we grounded people? Are we giving ourselves permission to show up in a way that's authentic? Do we have some skills around self-compassion? So when we are hijacked, when things are going off the rails, we can hit pause long enough so that we don't behave in a way that later on we are going to regret or that doesn't move things forward in a positive manner.